Welcome back to the very final lap of Newsfile. This is your most authoritative news analysis show. And we would finally try to look at whether or not Mr. Ahumka was wrong in saying that diasparans like whining just too much. Let's listen to him and the reply he got when they were invited from wherever they are to come to Ghana and to, as it were, share ideas on how to come and help build the country.
I gave up my British citizenship passport so I could take this role that I have. And so now, I guess, I'm not sure if I can still call myself a diasporan, but I'm standing in front of you as somebody who sat exactly where you're sitting, made some of the hard decisions I know you are thinking of, and perhaps I can share with you some of my experiences to help you as you transition this journey, because I believe it's a journey worth taking. I will say some home truths that you may not like, but you need to hear it. Because as you make a decision to take this journey, you need to be aware of where you're coming from. So the first area I'm going to start talking about is you as a diasporan, your approach as you come back home. How do you approach it? Do you know something? Let me share something to you, and I will use a lot of British words here, so please forgive me. Nobody likes whiners. People that spend all their time whining all the time, I really get on people's nerves. So stop whining. Stop spending, this doesn't work, this doesn't work, this doesn't work, this, please, we know it doesn't work. So stop whining all the time saying it doesn't work. If it worked, you probably wouldn't be sitting there. So nobody likes whiners, so stop whining. The second point, it is not every time you want to make a decision, you have to see the minister, the deputy on every head. What is this thing? Where did this come from? Do you know how many people want to actually sit down and meet the Minister of Labor? Have you been to his office? There's hundreds of them. What is this thing like, I have to see you, give me your cell number? This phone doesn't stop ringing, yet we have an office. Your approach is important. When you are talking to people and you are talking down to them, you are not likely to get a lot of reception coming the other way.
We came here to sit with the decision makers to formulate policy to help us integrate us into the system. Where are the decision makers? You tell me, where are they? Where are they? They are nowhere around here to listen to us. So now everything we talk about here is going to be second and third class. It's going to be washed out, and whatever is left is going to be passed on to the decision makers. Everybody comes in here and has an attitude that, oh, I got something better to do. Well, if this is the biggest now, if you're a business person and you know that there is a constituency that has the most amount of money and the most amount of expertise that you need into your business to make it work, I would have thought you would spend more time with that constituency to get them to do something. There is nobody here. The decision makers are not here. So we need to change this mindset. And if you would let the president know, this attitude and this arrogance about we are whiners, really? Who travels 3,000 miles to be a whiner? We could have been whiners from our constituencies. We didn't need to come here. So this attitude has to change. If you want to engage us, then be serious about engaging us, because we're not here to play.
Right, so you heard the Deputy Minister of Trade and Industry, Robert Ahumka, and then you got he got a reply from Kofi Koranting, who is actually the Chief Executive Officer of the Progressive Alliance movement in America. They are the ones championing the RuPaul? Yes. What did he say wrong, George?
Which of them?
No, the trade minister who has come under such, a deluge.
Yeah, something. You see, it's very interesting listening to both sides. And it's very interesting listening to the trade minister.
He says he was invited to share his personal experience as a diasporan himself.
Yes, and I'm saying that, you see, that is where he lost the connection. He lost the fact that now he's seen as a politician. So he comes in his political cloak, and that is how he's going to be judged. Half the time, we all form victims of wanting to say something, and we say it in a manner that
the question is, did he speak to reality?
Yeah, I'm saying that, you see, what did he want to say? If I understood him to try to say that, look, this is a difficult terrain. If you come and you want to do things like you think happens elsewhere, you are going to have challenges. And those challenges are normal. So you must learn to surmount them. That is how I can. But you see, like I keep saying, we all know him. This is not the first time he's been in the public space. Ahunkalinse was the GIPC chief executive, so I know him during President Kufuor's time. So he's not been in the political space. He's always been in the corporate space and
well-spoken, intelligent.
Yes, and that is those nice things, yes, over there. But in this public space, I think that he transposed that attitude here, and it is a misplacement completely. And that is how he's found himself. Well, he appeared arrogant to people sitting back because the measure of judgment is different, you know, and unfortunately, he didn't seem to have made the kind of impact that he thought he was making. Hard luck. But again, it's a lesson to all of us in politics. What you do in corporate when you come to politics, understand that the accountability being demanded of you, or the standards being demanded of you, I mean, and look, whether we like it or not, in this country, sometimes even speaking the truth is said to be tantamount to arrogance. So many of us, including myself, have been tagged to be too known and arrogant. Because you say things the way they must be said. Sometimes you think that you feel strongly or something, you must put it there. So hard luck for him. He's a politician. Okay. So he hasn't. For me, I think that he missed the point. He missed the attitude, and he appeared arrogant.
He just ended up preempting my question. So proceed on that note. Was this arrogance in this country? Confidence because of knowledge is interpreted as arrogance, and your candidate, now president, has suffered it more than anybody else, right?
Yeah. I mean, let me take it back to when we started, and the statement, you know, the phrase Lawyer Opon used when he said, excuse me to also use that, stupid can be said in some jurisdiction and accepted. Yeah. But in our context, when you use such words, automatically it becomes an offensive one. You see, knowing Robert Ahunkalinse and then his experience, you know, I have listened to the whole tape. If you had the opportunity to listen to the whole tape, I think you would have given this part that, you know, has taken the shine away from whatever it is, you know, a different understanding altogether. But unfortunately, this is him speaking to the issue on air. He did a marvelous delivery, but found himself caught up with that bit where he tried to, like George said, let them understand that no matter what the situation is, we can't compare the standards which we have here to where they, the diasporans, are coming from. And it didn't go down well. It has been a very sad one. And
I've heard some of the diasporans say, we are not offended.
Absolutely.
Why are you Ghanaians offended about it? You locals, why are you offended? Locals, so to speak.
Yeah, I was with one of the reps from the United States last night. In fact, I was at the airport to see her off because she's a family friend. And I tried to find out from her. She's an executive of one of the branches of unions in the US. She's the president of the EVEC community, you know, and I asked her, and she was like, she didn't really get what, you know, this whole thing has generated some serious debate from Monday through to this time, you know, and like George said, when you find yourself on the other side, which is the political side, you need to be very careful what kind of things come out of your mouth. And some of us, we've been very careful. I don't know when it is going to be my turn to sleep.
But I
pray that I don't get to that point.
Then
I'll sleep.
maybe good you have been alerted ahead of time. He issued a statement, and I'm talking about the Deputy Minister, and he says, I was asked to give my candid opinion on my experience as a diaspora returnee and how I would advise others who intend to make a similar journey. My speech was in 5 parts. 1, your approach to trying to get results in Ghana. 2, what you should expect when you make the move to Ghana. 3, the opportunities available for you in Ghana. 4, the rewards for perseverance. And 5, the next steps. And then he concluded by saying, none of my comments were meant to cast aspersions. They were an expression of my personal experience. I wish to assure the people of Ghana and all those who have been offended by my comments that I did not in any way intend to sound offensive in my presentation. I hold all Ghanaians in the greatest respect and would not in any way do or say anything that would impugn their integrity.
Yes, it's wonderful. I mean, the first time I saw it, I think we were saying, I thought it was Kwabena Japan. And it's also cast in the mode of his own boss.
The last time he was on this show, that is what people were saying.
Yes.
Is that Kwabena Japan speaking?
And of course, he has also been accused of being too known. So, but I think that, well, as George Lowe said,
coincidentally, the two, how they speak and carry themselves, reflects Manado. But they are being told to learn from him.
Well, but it's the point, sometimes it's also where you say what. Yeah. I mean, I remember the drama by KSM, The Returnee. We all whine when we return. It's amazing. But there are certain things that you could say in private to them. And I think it got to a point that it was as if he was speaking to quote and unquote food soldiers. Yeah. Who are complaining that you, after we voted for you, you switch off your phone. Yeah, I don't think that really concerns these particular people he has met. And you see, because of this, the large part of the speech has been lost. That is why, as public speakers, we are also careful. At least the things that may take away the shine, say it in private to the same people. But in public, and now with gadgets, it will definitely go out. You shouldn't forget that politics is about numbers. And people are cataloging these things, and in maybe 2 or 3 years' time, they will start, George Lowe and his people will start Ghanaians. Listen to what they say.
You are a lawyer, and by your training, you are not supposed to be a person of a timorous soul. You are supposed to be bold and be fearless about what you do and always keep fidelity to the law.
That is true.
If he's speaking blunt and truth, why do you say he should say that in the closet and come and say be nice on in the public?
Well, I thought you were addressing me.
We are out of time. Let's hear Kuku before we go.
I was just taking a cue from
we are running out of time. Yes, Kuku, what do you have to say? 2 minutes, then we go.
Well, what I watched there, it was a clash between British words and American accents.
I got to go, man.
That's what I saw there. Great guy, Amukan Lindsay. Today we've examined great guys, Sydney, Imusa, and Amukan. It's quite an interesting thing. Yeah, great guys. So we're going to be charitable, you know. Truly, I haven't listened to the full tape, but I've read people say that if you did, you would have a different view. But there was something still missing. You see, the body language too. And the point was about talking down to them. Who was talking down to who? The diasparans?
Yeah, they felt
careful.
Yeah,
and you could see also something on the side of the American man, or the Ghanaian American. Yes, I have children like that, so I'm not delegating.
Kofi Koransing is always here in the country, so he considers himself deep within Ghana.
Yes, but I'm sure he has an American connection.
Yes, he does.
His accent, he made an interesting observation. Where are the decision makers? That could also be part of what was triggering everything. That was as if the project, and this project is a big project. I'm not sure, did the president open the event?
No,
okay, but it's a big project. You know, so maybe.
And they also didn't even like how it was organized. People come and speak and they leave instead of sitting and listening.
Yes, you had a program yesterday.
Yes,
your friend.
Yes, Ghana Connect.
So I think the thing may be deeper than just Amukan Linson's submissions. if this project has to be properly organized. Look, people, it's the Israelis, the Jews, you know, the things they do, the power, not just capital, but influence that come to bear on such things. So I think we have to go back to the drawing board, see how best to do with this, and not allow this thing to destroy.
Thank you very much. Abdul Malik Kweku Bako, editor-in-chief of the New Crusading Guide newspaper. Yao Pong is a lawyer and teaches the law at the Central University. Emmanuel Asigiri is the CEO of the National Youth Authority. George Lowe is a lawyer and former MP, not dying. I'm Samson Ladi Ayen, in my outfit, as always, by Latida. Have a good afternoon. The news is up next.